Whoa. My God. Get wrecked. Holy shit. Before I start this video, I want you all, when you go to bed tonight, say a prayer for those 4 stupid motherfuckers that thought it was a good idea to camp at one place. Because that's how fucking stupid players are in Battlefield 1. Thanks a lot, Call of Duty, you brought all the dumbasses over here. Anyway, speaking of, we got some more Foul Fortress gameplay here. Be honest with you, Foul Fortress isn't my favorite map to play on, but it's something. So, hope you guys enjoy that in the background. But that's not the topic of the video. Today, we are talking about more adventures in Votech. Which is, of course, if you don't know by now, my experiences in vocational school. So, in episode 2 today, I'm going to discuss something that to me is pretty near and dear to my heart. And that, my friends and fellow viewers of this video, is food. Since I'm in a culinary program, food is practically constant. You're surrounded by food all the time. I can't tell you how much food I've consumed in that class. So in this video I'm just going to talk to you guys about cooking it and eating it mostly. I've actually, in case you haven't remembered, I've made several references to when I used to when I used to be in Votech, how the trays of bacon would come out and people would swarm that shit. It was honestly, I don't think I've consumed so much bacon in my life until I had gone to vocational school. So if anything, I got to eat unhealthy as I possibly could. And actually, to be honest with you, I used to eat so much that where I had to where I actually was gaining weight at one point. To be honest, I was gaining weight instead of trying to lose it, because one of my goals was to lose weight, right? So yeah, well, I had a goal to do that throughout high school, and it actually ended up working, but only after the fact. But in Votech, it was so hard because you had so much good food. And when my first year of Votech, I had a half schedule of class. So I'd have 2 classes, since high school classes usually range from an hour and a half each period. I would go take my classes, then I would take the bus. And when I would get to Votech in like half hour or so, I would have lunch. Now, not only would I have lunch, like the lunch I brought with me, because I didn't have a lunch period. At least I don't think I did. Not to my memory. I may or may not have. If I don't, I really don't remember, to be honest with you guys. But I think I did. If I did, I would have 2 lunches a day practically, because when I would get to Votech in my first year, they would already have the faculty lunch stuff, which is something that the morning class would provide. Like, so they would come up with a menu, and the chef, Chef Angle, actually his name was, he made the morning class, which was the more experienced people most of the time. They cooked for the faculty, and then the faculty would eat, and then after the fact, when we come in, we used to usually pick off the scraps if we had the time to do so. And it was fantastic. I'm telling you right now, the best mashed potatoes I've ever had came from when I used to be in Votech. Fantastic mashed potatoes, dude. Really. Some of the best, really. What else? In terms of cooking it, there was a lot of things I did cook. We actually, as like a practice type of thing, we made chicken sausages, which we actually didn't like case or anything. The casing was like a plastic wrap, like like the plastic wrap you have in grocery stores and stuff. We took ground chicken, we put whatever spices we wanted into it. I think mine was like fennel or whatever. So maybe some other stuff. And we would wrap it, and then I think he boiled it, or he did something. He did something with it, and mine tasted fantastic. But what I did with it was this: I decided one day, because when we decided to taste it, I decided that, hey, you know, it'd be cool if I had some barbecue sauce with this. So I actually ended up making my own barbecue sauce, which was actually very tasty for the 15 or so minutes I cooked it. I think barbecue sauce usually takes a little longer than that, but I was also cooking a little, like a quarter of a pot full, like a little saucepan. So I figured with the amount of cooking time and the amount of heat that it would probably cook it within 20 minutes or so. It took about 15-20 minutes. Other things I made included, we actually practiced a lot of dressings too. I think the one thing I remember doing was we practiced making Caesar dressing, which we put on salad. Like, we all just got some lettuce, washed it, and then we put it on our salad and shit. And I thought mine was pretty good. There were others that I tasted that were not so good. What else? Other stuff. We also, actually, I think at one point, we also made apple tart. I think this was like a practice type of thing. I also think this was when I was in the morning class in my second year. I made an apple tart, and it was very good. Very good. I think it was like some sugar or brown sugar, apples all put into like a little pattern or whatever, and it was wrapped around puff pastry. And I thought it was one of the best things I had made. Other stuff that I made. I'm trying to think. I actually really had to think about this. I'd say this much. I also made a lot of food on the line. Which is like the line, traditionally the line, which would be opened up, I don't know, after the first month of class, and in this case it was like maybe after the first 2 months, because we had to go through the whole serve safe period, like I mentioned in the last episode. We also, I'd say 4 people in the class, every couple weeks, or actually it should have been every week, but I'll get to that at some other point in the series. Every week a different group of 4 people were put on the line. And the line was traditionally done to take orders from people around the campus. So whoever in the other vocational classes, like we had automotive, we had landscaping, we had baking, which was completely separate from the culinary aspect, nursing stuff, that type of thing. We would traditionally cook. We would have a menu. They would order, because we had a whole register system for that. So they would order, and then the line people would cook their food. Now sometimes, in the end of it, we would kind of cook our own food if we paid for it. And I actually ended up doing that quite a few times. I'll tell you this much. I made a quesadilla, which was fan-fucking-tastic. It was Philly cheesesteak, bacon, and waffle fries, all put together into one. The craziest shit, one of the craziest things I ever made there. Fantastic. Loved it. Absolutely great. My mouth is watering thinking about it, to be honest with you guys. What else? I think I also made pasta too, because at one point for a period of time, we also did an Italian menu. So I think I actually either ordered it or I made it myself. Actually, one of my buddies, he wasn't really a buddy of mine, but he was someone that was on the line at that point. And I actually put in my order. I said, hey, could you make me a linguine or whatever, linguine vodka, which would be Alfredo mixed with, it was Alfredo mixed with marinara sauce that we had made. By the way, no disrespect to Chef Angle, but he did not know how to make a good marinara sauce. I'll tell you this much, nothing ever beats my mom's marinara. Nothing. Ever. He would put bay leaf, no sugar in that shit. Oh, it was nasty. But that's besides the point. This video is almost coming to an end here. So I told him, hey, make me a linguine vodka. and he ended up putting a little tomato in it. He put a little bacon, sneaking it in there, and I was like, damn, this is one of the best things I've ever had. At that point, I was like, yeah, very nice of him. Very nice of him. So now you got a little taste of what I did in terms of cooking and eating. So I hope you guys enjoyed that. In the next episode, get ready for this one, because it's gonna be a fucking roast fest. When that time comes, I'll let you guys know. But in terms of today, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode, and I hope I made some of you guys hungry. So I'll see you in the next episode. You all have a fantastic freaking day. Peace out.